so many amazing stories. And so tonight what we're going to do is we're really going to help you just see what's possible for you. So our amazing I'm the host, but our amazing behind the scenes guys going to throw up our slides and we're going to get this party rolling. So just to tell you a little bit about me, my name is Tiffany Howard. As you can see, I have an amazing, beautiful family down on the bottom. If you're a mama, you know, right? You're super proud of your kiddos, and your kiddos are always the best, right? My kiddos are a little crazy, but I still love them. But that's my beautiful family in the bottom. My awesome husband, Andy, our amazing 11-year-old daughter, Peyton. As you can see, she has cerebral palsy, but she's the biggest joy of our family's life. And then our crazy and normal and so much fun twins that are almost 7, Parker and Presley. But just to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen tonight, we just want to share stories of hope with you. We want to show you what's possible. Again, I know a lot of you are looking, you are searching for a solution in your health. That was me 4 years ago. And you know, over the holiday season, so many people put on weight. Like, raise your hand in the chat or give me a 1 or something if that was you. Anybody else ever put on some weight during the holiday season? Yes. Okay, I will admit that was me. Do you know that statistics say the average American gains 15 pounds through the holiday season? 15 pounds, guys. I was so shocked by that statistic, but not shocked because that was my life every year. So every year I'd put on 10 to 15 pounds. My pants wouldn't fit. And in January, I would start that New Year's resolution. And you know what? I know a lot of you may be looking for what are you going to do in January, but what we want to do, and you know what, if you want to wait till January, that's fine. But our goal is to show you that there's hope for now, that there is no need to wait. And so all the stories that we're going to share tonight, they're actually people who thrived through the holidays. One of the amazing ladies that's going to share started her journey the week before Christmas. I mean, who starts their health journey the week before Christmas? We do. We want to show you that there's hope for now, that there is time to make a difference for Christmas Day. Like, there's no need to wait. So when most people are getting started on their New Year's resolutions, you could already be well on your way. And your Christmas could look a lot different than maybe your Thanksgiving did this year. So just a little bit about me and my story really quick. I know that we had the picture up on the screen. At my heaviest weight, guys, I was 317 pounds. That's me, 317 pounds with my hubby. We always changed. Like, he was overweight in that picture, but he actually got really obese as well. He was 345 pounds at his highest. And I actually battled obesity my entire life. I was actually the childhood fat girl, really. By the age of 8 years old, I was obese and I was made fun of in school. I was bullied. And so from childhood all the way to 18 years old, I had done every diet known to man. Anybody else had that? You know, you could say that about you. You were the serial yo-yo dieter. You tried every diet known to man. I was on diet pills by the age of 11. I tried everything. And I actually gained and lost and gained 100 pounds 3 times by the age of 18 years old. I knew how to lose weight because, y'all, I knew so much about nutrition. I could have been a nutritionist. Okay, any of y'all out there like that? I might have had the head knowledge, but I couldn't get it through my body, right? And so when I was 18 years old, I actually had a gastric bypass. And I thought after I had it, it was the best decision. But what I quickly realized was it was one of the worst decisions of my life, because the truth was I didn't need my stomach to be fixed. I needed my head to be fixed. And so kind of fast forward, I had our beautiful 11-year-old daughter. Of course, she wasn't 11 when she came out, y'all. I mean, you know, she was a newborn, but I had my beautiful oldest daughter, and then I had my twins, and life was just chaos. I mean, any other moms out there, like, you can just relate to that. Like, life is chaotic as a mom. It's the most beautiful gift, but as a mom, we generally put ourselves on the back burner, right? And our family comes first. And so what I found was I could not keep the weight off. I was so miserable, and I was just gaining weight. And all the things I used to do, the excessive hours in the gym, the meal prep, I didn't have time for that. I was lucky if I was eating like the leftover sandwich crumbs or the leftover cold, soggy Cheerios, right? Any other moms out there like that? And so I was desperate. And 4 years ago this month, blows my mind, 4 years ago this month, I actually started this amazing program. I lost 81 pounds in 6 months on our program. My husband lost 79. And what's funny and amazing is actually I've lost 15 more pounds through our maintenance, because what I love about our program is it's not just about weight loss. Our true goal is lifelong transformation. And we have several steps. So a lot of you are coming into this right now. You're probably on this Zoom and you're just thinking about getting your journey started. But what I love about what we do is you can see these 6 steps. Step 2 was reach your healthy weight. That's what I did 3.5 years ago. I reached my healthy weight. But that's not just the goal. The goal is that we really help you create habits and transform your life for the rest of your life. And so what I love about our program is we pick up where other diets leave off. See, most diets out there, you can give me an amen in the chat if this was you, they show you how to lose the weight, but they don't teach you what to do once you get there. So maybe you had this food you ate or these pills you took or this crazy 500-calorie diet or something nuts, right? We all did those, or maybe it was just me. But it shows you how to get the weight off, but then you get to your goal and you don't know how to maintain it. So what do? You generally go back to your old behaviors and habits that got you overweight, and then you just repeat the cycle, and it's a yo-yo, right? Well, what I love about what we do is step 3 is we teach you how to keep the weight off for life. And then we're gonna continue to optimize your health. And so for me, I actually maintained my weight 3.5 years, the first time in my life. But not only is it maintaining, but we believe in helping you set new goals. And in that picture that you just saw, my after picture was me just 2 weeks ago running a half marathon. Guys, I went from 317 pounds to running a half marathon. And I've already set my next goal. And in February, I'm going to Arizona to run a Spartan. And so that's what I love about what we do. We help people transform one healthy habit at a time. So tonight, you're going to hear from a few other amazing speakers, and they're just going to share your stories. And then at the end, we have an amazing, exciting celebration that most people do not know about. And I'm super excited for that. So stay on. You'll get to see how amazing our community is. And then I'll just go over how awesome this program is and how it works. So our first speakers that we're going to have come off is a married couple. I love married couples that get healthy together. That was mine and my husband's story. But Andrea and Carrie, are you with us? Will y'all share your story?
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having us speak and share a little bit of our journey. Really, the funny thing for me is my journey, I would say, started right after college when I started quote-unquote adulting, right? I got my first job as a sound engineer at Anheuser-Busch and worked at the theme park and then also at their resorts and even helped with the LPGA tournament some years ago. And the funny thing about it is, as fun as it was, I was working 18-hour days, doing a lot of menial things and forgetting to eat. So I started some really bad habits, having 1 or 2 large meals a day. Starbucks started getting some heavy shares in my paycheck because I would get 3 Americanos, large Americanos, topped off with 3 5-hour energies. And, I thought everything was good. And then I doubled down on that when I got out of the area, moved and became a manager in a retail franchise. And I found myself driving a lot, long hours, same bad habits. But then my doctor got a hold of me. At some point, I was concerned that my wife could sue me for false advertising because I was now 60 pounds heavier than when she first met me. And my doctors were telling me I was pre-diabetic. I also needed a CPAP machine because now I had sleep apnea and a host of other issues that I tried to fix with caffeine. The funny thing is, Andrea had a bunch of health issues all her own, leading to a full hysterectomy that I'm sure she'll probably share a little bit on. But the interesting thing is we actually saw one of our friends that had lost some weight. And so she reached out to her and got introduced to the program that way. And Andrea started last year, 2018 in August, and I started the month after. And within 6 months, my doctors were all shocked because they were now taking me off of my prescripted diet for pre-diabetes because they said I should try keto because I can lose weight, which I did. I lost 20 pounds, but then I gained it back plus 20. So that didn't work out so well. And then, they took me off of the CPAP machine because it was actually too much air going into my lungs. And the best part to me was the energy level. My kids were now able to see me as I was or as my wife remembered me and be able to have their dad and have fun and play, be able to get things done and actually be able to handle stress better. So life overall just got better for me personally.
Yeah, and so as Carrie mentioned, my personal health journey began a year ago this past August, and it kind of was at that coming to that place of desperation because I actually, kind of opposite of you, Tiffany, I didn't battle weight my whole life, and so this weight gain came on after a total hysterectomy. We all have our own stories, right? And so after having a total hysterectomy and needing to go on hormone replacement and such, that's really where the weight gain came on, plus the stress of life. My mom was battling breast cancer. I was helping her through that. Our son had some health issues. So it was a lot of stress, and the weight just kept piling on. So fast forward to this this past August was a year when I reached out to a former pastor of ours, really great friends of ours, and with their help, and then this program is really where the transformation started. And I am seriously forever grateful, because I was that person in and out of doctor's offices, flying out to Mayo Clinic, Johns Hopkins. I mean, I don't want to get into the health issues, but it was tough. There were some really tough times, and it took me a while before I could even have children. And then once we had the children, I ended up having to have, the children hysterectomy, so on and so forth. But my kids, during this time, they saw me laid out on the couch a lot. And, once I actually did get healthy and started to see that transformation, so by December, now notice that was through the holidays, I had lost 40 pounds, and then another 10 pounds, which brought me to the 50 pounds total loss by February. But honestly, the best part is that I've not gained a single pound since. And again, like you said, Tiffany, I know Carrie mentioned, it's all about the habits. You can diet, but diet mentality never is sustainable. And we wanted it, and we're desperate for that lifelong transformation. So now having the opportunity to hear my kids saying, Vera, she'll say, Mommy, it's just so good. I'm so glad you're not on the couch. Like, you're up and about. That's huge. I mean, that will just change you forever. And because of this opportunity, now we are able to help lots of people really take back their health, and especially, thyroid issues and all that kind of stuff that makes just losing weight difficult, was able to do it. And I will say this, through the holidays, we're mentioning, some people say, oh, I'll just wait till after the holidays. And I was one of those people that, we would go through the holidays, put on that holiday weight, right? And then January 1st, all gung ho, let's do it. Let's get healthy. And by the end of January, what's happening? Pretty much done with that diet. And so I've only lost the weight that I put on. So it's this vicious cycle. And just to be on the other end of that and really see that radical transformation, not only in weight loss, but in our health journey, and now in our family, because our kids are developing these amazing habits. They love vegetables, and I'm serious. Like, my kids actually love their vegetables, because it's not about like being on the only diet that you only can have for you, and your kids have to do something else. No, we do this as a family. So it is a family transformation, and we're super excited that, we've had that, found this opportunity. So getting integrated in the system, and I'll leave it with this, kind of mentioned it before, but you are always improving or declining. So there's no such thing as maintenance. Carrie and I may have reached my weight goal personally, but it's now setting new goals. And because we've learned such an amazing system and gone through this program, we're excited about our new goals. So yeah, thanks so much for letting us share.
Oh, that was so good. I love that. And I love how you ended that, because it's so true. We're always moving forward or backwards in our health. And I love that by you moving forward, you sharing about the family aspect. I think that that's so key, because for so many of us on this call, and those that will watch this, they're watching this on Facebook Live, or maybe they're recording, so many of us have a family. And, we really do set the example for our children. And I know that for me personally, that was one of my biggest wake up calls, was one, the extreme exhaustion of falling asleep on the couch right after dinner, no energy to play with my kids, not wanting to jump on the trampoline or saying, can we do that tomorrow? But I remember seeing a picture of one of my twins at 3 years old with her hands in a Fruity Pebbles box. And y'all, I'm not saying we're all perfect now that we are healthy and have health, we're health coaches, but I will tell you that that was my wake up call, that I did not want my children to walk in my footsteps, because, the battle I faced my whole life. And by us getting healthy, it is literally, we say all the time, we're changing our family tree, because we're changing the root system. And our children, again, y'all, they're kids. They still like sugar, but they eat the vegetables, and they have the energy, and they feel good, and they know what's healthy and what's not. And it's been the biggest blessing for our family, for us getting healthy. And I know for you as well, Carrie and Andrea, Carrie and Andrea. But the next amazing story that we're going to have share, she is the mama of what I call the 20 kids, the amazing Ashley Martin. Ashley, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much. So yes, I am a mama to 5, and actually we have another one on the way coming in January. So it's crazy up in this house. But my journey really started like 8 years ago, whenever I got pregnant with my first. And with every pregnancy, I'd gain 40 to 50 and then never lose the last 10 to 15. And then before I know it, I'm pregnant again. All blessings, but I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't lose the weight before. And then gained 10 to 15. And so then over the course of 7 years and the 4 kids that we had together, I gained about 40 pounds. And I really kind of reached a low point in my life. I started the program last August, and before that, over the course of those 7 years, y'all, just like Tiffany said, I tried it all in between every pregnancy. You name it, I did it. I was Weight Watchers, clean eating, counting calories, meal prepping, and I worked full time. I'd come home to kids. I didn't have time for that. I needed simple. I needed easy. I needed something I had to think about, but I needed the weight off. So I did all this hard work, all this stuff that was so time consuming. I would try to work out, all the things. And I would be so infuriated because at the end of the month, I remember being like, I only lost 3 pounds. All that hard work for like 3 pounds. Forget it. Like, hand me the pizza. It's not even worth it. Like, I'm too tired for this. And so I constantly had this yo-yo battle, or I would diet and be super strict on what I was eating and all of that, and then gain it all back because I felt deprived, I felt restricted. And so I'd go right back to my old ways and gain all the weight back. So it was just this vicious cycle that left me super frustrated and hopeless and really just sad. And so when I started, right before I started the program last August, I remember telling my husband that I was at a really low point emotionally. I was not the mom I wanted to be. I sure as heck was not the wife he married, 8 years prior. I had lost who I was as a person, and it wasn't because I was in motherhood. I lost it because I wasn't living my best self, because I wasn't happy with me. I'm naturally a bubbly, positive, happy person, and that was gone. That was 100% gone. I lost all my confidence, totally insecure, uncomfortable in my own skin. I didn't even want to go out anymore. I didn't want to hang out with friends because all I would do is think about my outfits and, oh, can you see my rolls? I look so ugly in those pictures, and I didn't even want to face it. I remember hating the way I looked in the mirror and crying all the time, and clothes that I put on. I lived in maternity pants for like 3 years. Granted, they are super comfortable, but I was not needing to be wearing them. I lived in like baggy shirts, and I wanted to look cute. I wanted to look, pretty. And I remember this hitting point for me was a couple years ago. I went to the store. I saw this really cute romper, and I was like, okay, I want to look really cute. And I put it on, and I just cried in the dressing room because I couldn't, it looked terrible on me. And then I put on a pair of jeans that weren't maternity because I really wanted to get out of maternity pants, and they wouldn't even go up my hips. And it was just a sad moment for me to be like, I'm done. Like, I don't even care. I don't want to go shop anymore. I just kind of clammed up, and it was hard. It was really hard for me emotionally. As a mom, I probably before program had, 10 pictures of me and the kids, because there was no angle or filter strong enough to make me feel good about that picture or to want to print it, or family photos. That wasn't happening. And I hate that. I hate that I did that, but I just couldn't feel good about myself. And, it's not even the vanity part about it either. I was exhausted all the time. I had no energy. I did work majority of when they were younger. So I kind of blamed them. Like, I work full time and I'm coming home to kids. That's why I'm tired. And that's why I want to sit on the couch. And if they wanted me to go play, it wasn't happening. Like, I didn't want to. I was grouchy and short patient, and I blamed it on them. But I now know, no, it's because I was overweight. That's exactly why I had no energy. So I felt like I had lost who I was. I was not living the best version of me, and it was really, really hard. And so I'd reached that point of desperate. And so then I found this amazing program, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go one more try. I'm skeptical, I'm a little bit scared because I felt everything. Nothing has worked. I'm gonna do it. And so I started last August, and I knew going in, I was about to face the holidays. I was about to face the Halloween candy and all my kids and their candy galore. And I knew I was going to face Thanksgiving, their feasts and get-togethers and Christmas and parties and all of that. But I also knew I wanted to lose this 40 pounds more than I wanted any of that food. I knew that this was going to radically change my life. And so to me, I was like, it is worth a temporary sacrifice of saying no to those things for a short blip of time to get what I've been fighting for and sad and crying over for 7 years. So I hopped on program end of August, and I lost the 40 by the end of Christmas. And my life has been radically changed. I am the old me again. I feel like I have my life back. My husband has his wife back. My kids have a better mom who plays with them and doesn't just want to sit around. I have energy. And, you know, I always think about the holidays. I'm like, I'm here. I survived. Like, it wasn't the worst thing saying no to all that stuff temporarily to get what I wanted the most in my life. And so it's really neat to think back. I lost the 40. I maintained it for 4 months. And then we got pregnant with our 5th. And this was the first pregnancy that I wasn't like, oh my God, like more weight. I'm about to gain more weight. That means more weight to get off. I wasn't scared about that because I was smaller than I was when I first started, when we got married. So I was super excited. I was healthier than I was with any of my other pregnancies. And now this pregnancy has been more successful because of all the habits I've learned through our program that I'm now able to implement through my pregnancy, to have the best pregnancy in the 5th one. And I'm not scared about this baby weight because it's not going to take me 7 years to get it off this time. I'm going to be able to get right back at it. So I'm super excited. I feel so grateful, like beyond grateful for what this program has given me. It's given my life back, and I'm forever blessed. So thank you for letting me share my story, Tiffany.
Thank you so much, Ashley. That was so inspirational. I was trying to get healthy all over again after that. It's so good. And I think for mamas on the line, and even daddies of young kids, I think you gave them so much hope. Because if Ashley can do it with 5 kiddos at her hip, literally they're all stair-stepped, you can do it too. And we'll talk more about the programs that we have available here in a minute, but we have programs for every age, every stage of life. And we even have nursing moms programs for those of you who may be joining us that are still nursing your young babies. So again, we'll talk more about that at the end, but so inspirational, Ashley. Thank you so much. And Ashley's so amazing because she has a little baby fighting RSV right now, and she's been sick and she fought through it. And that was great. And then our next story, this one's near and dear to my heart. This little lady now, little lady, you can see her pictures. She started the week before Christmas, and she is a little firecracker, and I just love her to pieces. Alicia, are you there to share with us?
Yes, I am. I am so incredibly excited about this. I'm going to share a side of my story that I don't talk about a lot when I'm sharing my journey. And I've been overweight since I was 11. I tried many diets through all the years. Some of them worked for me in the physical. I lost the weight, but I never reached a healthy weight. And then, quickly fell back into binge eating pattern and gained it just as quick as I lost it, and generally twice as much. I was sexually abused as a child, and I stayed in a victim mindset for most of my adult life. I've talked openly about the abuse and even confronted my abuser. But what I never talked about until just recently is my personal responsibility of the addictions that I incurred with some of that abuse. And so, just a few of those addictions would include, of course, binge eating, excessive money spending, obsessive behaviors, and every single thing that I did. I worked too much, tired. It was just a horrible cycle. In the past, it helped me clarify to get some clarity on some of those things. But the byproducts of my addictions was still there. Are y'all not hearing me?
We can hear you. You were choppy for a minute, but leave your camera off because we can hear you better with it off. So keep going.
Okay, perfect. Well, in 2017, we had an extremely busy year. We lost some dear friends due to death. We sold our home. We moved 3 times. We changed churches. Our only daughter graduated from college and got married. We finished off the year with the death of my grandmother, and then 24 hours later, the death of my other grandmother. It was just so much to process. And so because of that, I think we had always lived in excessive behaviors, but 2017 definitely sent me into a different tailspin. We just had a complete year of 2018 of not planning. We gained more weight, and we spend more money than we ever did before in the year 2018. So in October 2018, I went to the doctor because I was going to try one more last straw for losing weight. And so I had researched all the diet pills, which I had already tried before. And so I don't know why in the world I thought this time would be different, but it was easy and she was local. And so that's what I was going to do. And so thank God she did her job. She examined me, and that appointment ended up in an EKG and blood work, and along with the echocardiogram that resulted in a diagnosis that was on a friend of mine's autopsy report. And so I was done. I was desperate. I was scared. I really did think I was going to die. And the reality is that I really was killing myself. And so I reached out to a friend of mine that had been very consistent and had lost weight, that had also struggled with obesity, and I did not know her story. So maybe her story didn't look like mine, but I knew that she was consistent. So I joined Plan on December. I joined Plan on December the 17th of 2018. And I didn't tell anybody except for my husband, because if I failed, then no one knows. You know, I always showed up at Christmas being, Alicia's on another diet. She's not going to eat this and not going to eat that. So anyways, this year I showed up at Christmas with a plan. I woke up on Christmas morning. I was already down about 14 pounds. And I decided then that something was different. I felt good. I felt in control. I've never felt in control in my life. Just a few things that helped me. I took my own sides to Christmas. I even hosted a Christmas, and that helped me control the menu. But my husband joined me in January after his weight reached an all-time high, and he had a horse accident. He fell off a horse, which I think is wonderful. It's come full circle today. He actually left this morning to go to Wickenburg, Arizona, and to rope in Las Vegas. And so he is back in the saddle full force. And so just a few things that are different from December the 17th of 2018 to today is that I'm down 99 pounds. I have been in maintenance since September. Justin is down 115. And our mindset has completely transformed. I mean, I had never done any other plan that had given me so much support and knowledge on my health. I've never had a coach that inspired me to be the very best me. She encouraged me. She empowered me to show up and be the hope that other people were looking for. I've never had a community that supported me in such a way that just I felt like I had thousands in my corner every single day. I've never done anything that brought me awareness and awakening on those emotional behaviors and habits. I was never taking personal responsibility for the things that happen to us in our life, but we can certainly help how we respond. And so those triggers still come up, and I'm just able now, I'm so healthy in my mind and in my spirit that I'm able to just communicate and speak to them and respond to them in a healthy way. And so, y'all, this is it. Like, this is our life. And I wish my husband was here to share it with me, but he's living his very best life right now. Would not even bring him back to this house for a second right now. But we've had the blessing to help so many other people in their own health. We've helped family. We've helped friends. We've helped people that we didn't even know. Justin and I have always been in the ministry, and this has been a bucket filler. It has elevated us to a new level for accountability, and also just being able to speak into people's life and them speaking into ours in turn. So I'll close with this. January 1st, imagine waking up and you're already living in structure. If you started next week, or if you started today, maybe you're on here and you started today, but what if you woke up and you were already living in structure? You might not be at your goal weight on January 1st, but you're well on your way. And what if you are already changing your mind, you're setting your goals, and you're believing for them? You're adapting healthy habits already January the 1st that would last you an entire lifetime, and that you're already on your way to goals in your health, your mind, and your finances. You know that this January 1st could be the very last January that you've consumed yourself with doubt, defeat, and despair. And so I'm going to tell you, you're worth it. You're worth every single second. You're worth every bit of the hard work that you're going to put in. And you're worth every bit of the dime that you're going to spend on yourself. So thank you so much, Tiffany, for allowing me to share. Thank you for encouraging me. And Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much, Alicia. That was so inspirational. And Alicia and everyone who's shared so far is proof that you don't have to wait. Because I will tell you, I've lived through a lot of holidays, and the food may taste good in the minute, but it won't last. January 1st, how do you want to wake up? Miserable, gaining 15 pounds, just getting started like the rest of the world? Or do you want to say, I'm well on my way, I have tons of energy, I'm down 10 or 15 pounds? That could be your story. So we have one more amazing story, and it's a surprise celebration. One of the things that I love the most about what we do is we have an incredible community, and you can see a bunch of them in the chat. We become family with one another, and we celebrate each other, and we do life together with people all over the world. And so today, our community wants to celebrate such an incredible story, and this is a surprise to most people, but my dear friend Stephanie Nichols, you can see her picture, she has actually lost 220 pounds on this program in less than a year, guys, in less than a year. I mean, a completely different person. And we want to celebrate her today because, Stephanie, we are so incredibly proud of you. Your story is changing so many lives. And man, if Stephanie can do this, guys, anyone can do this. And Stephanie, I would love you to come off mute and just share a little bit of your powerful testimony. Are you with us?
Hey there, I'm here. Can you hear me?
You're
Sorry.
great. Go ahead.
I see my picture up there and I start crying. I think I'll be crying for the rest of my life, but now it's happy tears. Okay, gosh, I don't know what to say. I'm Stephanie Nichols. I started my journey in March of 2018, and I tried everything. Oh my goodness, everything. I'd lose a little bit of weight and then gain it plus some. I'm gonna start crying again. Gain it back, and at my highest weight, I'd gotten up to 500 pounds, and I couldn't live. I was literally on my couch every day, just sleeping because that's all I could do. My body was starting to shut down, and my doctor would tell me, you know, you're going to be dead in 5 years if you don't do something now. And I kept wanting so desperately to do something. But, you know, it's like when it has a hold of your mind the way it does, it's so hard because food is more than just that physical addiction. It takes over your mind. And, you know, and it did for so long. I got tired of, I went to a concert one time with my children, and they were so excited. It was an NSYNC concert, and I remember seeing the turnstile, and I thought, oh no. I was 500 pounds at that point, and I got stuck. 20 minutes passed, and I'm standing there, and I cannot get out. I can't back up. I can't move forward. And, you know, it just killed me. It killed me to have to look down at my babies and to see, you know, their faces, because I knew, you know, what they were probably feeling. I would call ahead to restaurants to make sure I fit the seats, because oftentimes I didn't. And I had broken a chair one day at my friend's house, and I was just so grateful. I remember being so grateful that I was in her house, you know, and not out somewhere, because I probably would have stopped going anywhere. But I had been seeing my friend post, and I thought, oh, no, that is so exciting. You know, I would get so excited seeing these before and afters. And I thought, that's great, but it's not going to work for me. I'd given up. I thought, okay. My kids would say, Mom, you know what? We are worried that you're going to go to sleep one night and not wake up. And it was really a reality for me. My kidneys, you know, started shutting down. Everything. I'd gotten a really bad infection from the obesity, and I almost lost my leg about 3 years ago. And just, I was dying. And then, so anyway, I finally decided to to just take that plunge and do it, I thought. And even after I started, I thought, this is not going to work. And then the weight started coming off, and I thought, I'm going to be starving. I'm going to be starving on this plan, and I wasn't. It was like, eating every few hours. And I was just, I thought, this cannot be real. So today, I'm sorry, I could talk all day. But just pretty much I feel like it saved my life. I know that had I not spoken with my coach and, she kept reaching out to me and just showing me love, had I not kept in touch with her, even though I did dodge her for, for a little while, I wish that I had said yes from moment one, because I have not a doubt in my mind that if I hadn't, I may not be here now with my kids. And now life is just so exciting. I've traveled 5 times in the last 4 months, one international trip with my husband, and before we would just stay here because that's all we could do. And I just get tickled every day because everything's new. It's like being born again, having a second chance, and it just everything's new to me. I'm on cloud 9, and I don't know what to say.
Well, that was perfect, Stephanie. Thank you so much. It's such a beautiful story, and you are such an example of what's possible. And while we all do what we do, everybody on this line has now become a health coach, and they're helping other people. And it's such a beautiful example of what we do. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm so proud of you. You have a whole new lease on life. And I know that your children are proud, and this entire community. And so we just want to share as we close just how this works. I know a lot of people are excited in the chat and they're ready to get started. You probably have a few questions. And I'm going to cover a few things, but any additional questions, just reach out to the person who invited you and they'll be able to answer that. But what I want to tell you, and what Stephanie's story was such an example of, is there's such a difference between being alive and truly living. When I was running my half marathon a couple weeks ago, I was running, it was getting hard, and I looked up and I saw this apartment building. It was the weirdest name of an apartment building, but it said live. And it is what made me think of that. There's such a difference. When I was 317 pounds, I was alive, but I wasn't living. And I want you to know that this is what this program can do for you. It can help you truly live again. And so the way the program works is there's 4 key components. It's not just about the food you eat. As you heard all these amazing stories, there's so much more to it, right? Because if it's just about what you eat, it's just another diet, but diets don't work. We are an optimal health program. And so the first component is you get a coach. You get someone to walk this journey with you. All of us had a coach. And I would tell you, so many people want to do things in secret and they want to hide it and they don't want to do it with people. But what I want to tell you is if that worked, you would have already done it, right? You wouldn't be where you are today. Having a coach is someone who's there to hold you accountable. Now, they're not mean. They're not going to slap the pie out of your hand or scold you if you mess up, but they're just someone who's done the journey and they're there to walk alongside you, to be your encouragement, celebrate you when you're doing well, and maybe be that call for help when you want to dive into the chips and queso or the Christmas cookies at the party. They're your friend and they're your coach. And so that's the first component. And the second component of our program is really a habits of health system. So what we want to do and what we've showed you tonight is it's not about your stomach. It's not the foods you eat that makes you overweight. It's so much of our habits and our behaviors that have been ingrained in our head for so long. We want to help you stop the yo-yo. Me utilizing this component, this habits of health component, is the reason I've kept 96 pounds off for 4 years, because we are going to transform your habits and your behaviors and help you create new ones. Some of you have habits you've created for life. You have emotional issues, whether it's eating out of boredom or you're eating because you're celebrating or you're tired or you're mad. Some of you, maybe you struggle with just bad habits of not eating breakfast, or maybe you don't know enough about nutrition. We're going to focus on that through this component. There's a book you're going to read and a life book to make it applicable to you. For those of you who've ever been in a Bible study, think of a Bible study, a workbook that makes the book applicable. So we're going to work on your habits. We have an amazing app to make it super simple to track, and there's lots of tips in there. So that's our second component. And then our third component, what I would consider my favorite, is our community. As you can see from Celebrate and Stephanie, we have an incredible community. It's just a group of people raising their hands saying, hey, me too. Like, I'm on this journey with you. And we have an incredible online community where there's thousands of people that are journeying with you. You know, they say you're like the 5 people you hang around the most. We want you to hang around like 5,000 or maybe 50,000 people that are just like you. So we do that in our online community. We actually do local get-togethers, local gatherings. And there's also webinars. We do like a weekly webinar like this where someone teaches you on a new topic, or you just learn, how do I survive Thanksgiving or Christmas? Or, you know, how do I thrive through this season? Just different ways to be in community with other people. Because we say all the time, we're better together. And then the last component is our amazing nutrition plans. Now we have several. So like I said earlier, no matter where you are watching this, whether you're a teenager, whether you're a senior, whether you need to lose 100 pounds or maybe 5 pounds, maybe you're a nursing mom, maybe you're an exercise and gym junkie, but you just can't get that last 10 or 15 pounds off. No matter where you are, if you have diabetes, it doesn't matter. We have a plan for you. And so basically our kind of flagship plan, if you will, the one that's the most common, is what we call our 5-in-1 plan. And it's amazing because a lot of you are just like me, right? We needed convenient. We didn't want to meal prep. We don't have time for that. We don't want to grocery shop every day. So that program is incredible because basically you're going to eat 6 times a day. You're going to eat every 2 to 3 hours. But 5 of those meals, guys, we send to you. Yes, it's wonderful. Your groceries come in the mail. It makes it so nice. And what's great about it is our plan is clean eating. So for those of you like me that are worried about that, there's nothing artificial in our foods, no artificial flavors, colors, or dyes. And it's injected with a ton of nutrients. So you're going to get all your daily vitamins, your probiotics. There's no pills that you have to take, no supplements, and only 1 meal a day you have to come up with. So whether that's you cook a meal to eat with your amazing family at night, or maybe you go out with your girlfriends at lunch, maybe you want to have a special date with your husband, you can do that meal at home or at the restaurant. If you eat out, we provide you with a restaurant guide. If you eat at home, we provide you with tons of recipes for your family that's simple and convenient, because we want to teach you what a healthy meal looks like, but we don't want to have to make you food prep it 6 times a day. So a lot of people are going to ask us, how much does this cost, right? I will tell you, so many of us saved money. We just traded buying our groceries at the local grocery store with buying them through our program. And for some of us, we actually saved money, because every day, I know that the amazing Carrie talked about it too, his Starbucks habit. Anybody else have a Starbucks habit? Probably because we were tired. For the cost of your Starbucks, and for me, my lunch Chick-fil-A, I actually got the entire day's worth of program for the same money as a coffee and a lunch meal. So our meals are less than $3 per meal. So, I mean, you can't beat that, right? Even a lean cuisine, you can't get it for $3. So most people find that they actually save money. And then I'll tell you, lastly, that, paying it forward. Every single one of us on this line became a health coach. It truly was one of the greatest decisions of my life. And I know that everyone else would agree with that. What's great about paying it forward is people are going to ask you, people are going to want to do what you're doing. And if you start now and you be down 10 pounds, 15 pounds by the new year, they'll be like, what are you doing? And they're going to want you to help them. And so paying it forward is such a great way, whether it's you need more accountability. I did, y'all. I needed that accountability that coaching provided me. Some of you just need an extended family. We're all family here. Some of you need more purpose. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you want to provide for your family, but you don't have, you don't want to put your babies in daycare. That's what this amazing gift does. Maybe you want to earn some extra income, whether it's enough to pay for your food every month, or maybe you want to replace a part-time or a full-time income. It's possible with what we do. And I'll tell you that most people go on to pay it forward. So that's all we have tonight. I'm so excited for you, because I truly believe you can be well on your way to those New Year's resolutions right now. There's no need to wait. So reach back out to the person who invited you to this. They can help you get started. They can jump on a call and talk about your goals, see what program would be the best fit for you, and when is the best time for you to start. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone who shared. Love you all. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.